Welcome to Pokemon Masters Council. I'm your host, Gym Leader Justin. I got my co-host. Say what's up, Zero.
What's going on, guys? I am excited about this one.
So, I'm going to pull it up on screen right now, but I'm using the armor stack page, same as the last time. So, Max Blues on Scizor. It's a little bit of a wonky team here, but...
Yeah, no defender.
Yeah. It's a little bit different. It's just what I got in one random day in solo queue. So basically what's going to happen in this game, we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff because our last video last week with Scizor came out and he was not very good, was he, Zero? Pretty depressing.
He was really bad. And I
managed to squeeze a little juice out of the lemon. We got a video up and we put up the, pros and cons of it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden on Friday, they buffed him.
Yes, and thank goodness they did. And let's talk about those buffs, man. What got buffed?
Yeah, so exactly what we said. And I couldn't be more happy. His HP, his defense, and his special defense. So now he feels a little bit more like he's supposed to. He's that tanky self. Then what else, buddy?
And then he got a cooldown reduction to Bullet Punch and a damage increase to Bullet Punch.
And oh boy, is it noticeable. Zero.
Yeah.
You can spam it so much, can't you now? Like, it's insane.
You can. And I think you're going to take double hit here, correct?
Yeah. So this is going to be the same build as last time. I did it intentionally for two reasons. A, it's the build that I like. For both just my own personal feeling and competitive. That's what I think is the build of the two options. But we will talk about Swords Dance because it does have a niche here. And it will come up in this game, actually. So
Swords Dance got a huge buff as well, didn't it?
Talk about this. So
it went from a 9-second cooldown to 6 seconds. So I don't know, math and numbers. That's never been my thing. But that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a 30% drop. That's a huge buff. A 33% drop is a lot. So as you can see here, we're just bullying out because we're all... the both of us are fully evolved, so we have like 3 pseudo-assassins.
Yes.
And neither one of them are evolved yet, so we just sort of bullied them. That's all this was. And the Dodrio tried to pick a fight. I'm just kind of clearing out here. Honestly, my goal in my head was just, because this is solo queue, I just want to get this goal gone, because if there's no goal, the Randys might actually rotate top.
Yeah, and that's a good call. And I kind of like the way you guys did that. Like the jungle, well, your jungle, but yeah, you kind of just hung bottom.
It's not the most efficient play, but I didn't.
No.
I wanted to try to force the Randy to rotate. And now look at the mini map; they're sort of splitting off. So like, it didn't even work. But look at this here. Boom! There it is. See that damage increase? Look at this. We're picking up a double kill.
And I love the jumping of double hit. You told me before, you need to play double hit.
The mobility of it. There's so many options defensively, and you'll see in this video. I'll use it just to get on the map.
I wanted to play Swords Dance so bad because that's what I use in the regular game, but I really like the mobility of double hit.
Yeah. Swords Dance is going to have an interesting niche. The enemy team doesn't quite have him yet. It's not evolved, but you want to talk about that?
Oh, with the Clefable?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clefable, really hard check/counter to Scizor because of gravity.
Look at that ulti going off. Boom, there's another one. Boom, there's another one. I just one-shot him because I was level 9. He's only level, 6?
This is the Scizor I was dreaming of when they put him out.
So here's an important note there. So I'm going to back it up just a little bit and replay it. Right here when I kill the Clefable... able to pop that just because, again, I got 3 levels on these guys. They're all level 6. That's why this is popping off so well. So right there, I see that I'm outnumbered. I back out.
Exactly.
Look at what I'm doing compared to them. Look at the fight. I'm not in the fight. You have to play smart.
That's such a good point. And that's why we've been both building him tanky. I know you're taking Potion. I'm taking Potion.
Correct.
We're both using Focus Band and Muscle Band. And then you opt for Score Shield, where I opt for Weakness Policy.
Both really great options because, again, his ulti was what we said in our review was the one thing we said we liked how his ulti was, and they buffed his ultimate damage.
Yeah.
That's the last buff of his kit, so it feels great now. And as you can see, the Scyther is now level 9. Obviously, not evolving to Scyther. He's already past level 5. So he's pretty squishy. So I just jump on him and bully him out. Now, as you see here, I just bully out the Mew. I jump back because I got low HP. It's all about going in and out like the waves. Like, you can't just... I'm not staying in the fight. I'm playing super smart like you're an assassin. But then when you get in, you get a lot of those stacks up. Like, again, we're doing the armor stack builds because that's what Scizor does. So his passive, every boosted auto gives him stacks of defense. And we already have max defense percentage. So the more flat defense we get, it's worth more because we get more percentage on top. Does that make sense? The more flat armor we have, essentially, makes the blues worth more in our emblem page. Because it's a percentile increase. So, as you can see there, again, the Clefable dies, and the gravity just pittered out. I avoided the gravity. Now I jump in here, ulti, there's one, boom, there's two. And you happy yet? Are you impressed with your boy?
Yeah, heads up, guys. I've never seen this footage, so like I'm just kind of
this is
like
a live
taking
review.
it in.
So this right here is where Swords Dance would come in handy. But as you can see, gravity doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
So I just waited it out and punched him in the face while I did it. Because again, I was just using... because his gravity started after I'd already bullet punched, I had the Metal Claws.
Yeah.
So I was already halfway buffed.
Yeah.
But that was an instance where if I had Swords Dance, I could have literally just shredded them.
Yeah, and it's tough. Like, Swords Dance does offer a little bit of mobility, but not the same as double hit. Like, you can jump over walls with double hit, like, very easily.
Yep. Jump over tanks and then dash to the Mew.
Yeah, exactly.
It helps me actually keep up with Dodrio. It's also really good to get away.
Exactly.
So here, I dash in right into a Mime ulti. So that was a bit misplay for me, because I should have looked right there. You see the Zera playing smart, too. Because, like, we have a team of assassins, but at least we know what we're doing.
Exactly, and then you guys just kind of back out of a bad fight.
And now we go in at the right time. He pops ulti, dodges out with iframes. He's already in his animation for Wild Charge or whatever it is. Zeraora. So he dodged the gravity there.
Yep, and you're playing it very similar to how you played it last time, where you just kind of dip, duck, and dive. You're looking for KOs to secure. Like, that's how you're playing them.
So right here, boom, get out of there. You see that? I see that I'm in a 1v2. I don't trust my Randys. I don't have my boy Brandon with me. Let's get out of this. And I'm using these green berries. These green berries are worth you moving your joystick to go out of your way to get, because they give that much move speed.
Yeah.
Like, if you're walking near it, it's worth it to go out of your way to grab the berry, then go back to what you were doing. It's so good. Those movement speed berries are amazing. And the fact that there's 4 now, Scizor can really take advantage of. Look at this fight. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Just obliterated them. So, and now as you can see here, we're just sort of taking over. As you can see on the minimap, they are starting to go towards our base at the top lane. And I'm sort of just baiting them into this fight. And I'm using me fighting the Reggie to stack up armor.
Yeah, super smart. I like to bullet punch like a flock of Swablu and Altaria to lifesteal all of them.
Yeah, dude. Bullet punch healing is actually really crazy good. If they ever do our PMC idea of adding the big root, right on this guy day one.
Yeah, we definitely need the big root.
But yeah, bullet punch. So bullet punch is decent mobility. I'll give it like a B for mobility. I'll give it a solid like B plus A minus for damage, or even just a flat A for damage. You know what I mean?
Explain this play, bro. Explain this one.
Boom! Snuck it right underneath him.
Yeah.
So
see, I like that.
The reason that I ducked down there is because we scored on the minimap, as you can see, we scored both bot and top.
Mm-hmm.
That's the play that we talked about on our podcast when we talked about Thea. That is we call it a split push in League of Legends. So what happened is they all went for the Reggie, and the enemies went up to defend the Reggie. So I went bot, because the best case scenario, they get the Reggie in, and I die. Or worst case scenario. That's still a good worst case scenario. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
but
yeah.
I ended up getting the points in bot lane, and they got the points in top. So we got the best case scenario. We just steamrolled there with points. And look at this fight here. So I get out of the gravity, and I finally get caught over here and die. But that's all right. It was a good fight. Let's back it up and rewatch that again. Because
it looks like you just didn't have the right support
around. Let's check the minimap. So Zera still stays top instead of regrouping after the Reggie.
Yeah.
So I sort of pick a fight because it's 1v2 here, and I'm fine if he already uses the gravity after I've bullet punched, because like I said, I have the Metal Claws. Now I pop my ulti. I hit 2 with my ulti. I almost kill, but that Moonlight's actually really good healing.
Yeah, that's insane. That
We'll
Moonlight
talk about
just
that in
saved
the
her
Clef
life.
video, but I'm feeling good on Moonlight. Not sure on Gravity quite yet, just because of the duration. And again, I ended up getting popped off because I was just the only one there. I was tanky for a while, but again, I'm not a full defender, so I do eventually go down. But you can see the durability is insanely different from last week.
Yeah,
Way
absolutely.
Zera Aura goes in here. As I'm dead, I'm trying to get this for the footage. And presto! He ends up getting the kill here, as you can see on the mini-map. So
Very
he does
nice.
end up cleaning up that fight. So I died, but it was worth it because that Zera was playing... And I noticed the Zera was playing smart earlier when I saw him hiding in the bush. I was like, okay, and then we took that fight. Remember I noted that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's little things you can do when you're in solo queue and you don't have your squad with you. You can learn, like, oh, this is a worthwhile Randy. We can play around each other, or I can gamble a little bit more safely on him or her. So watch this, jump over the wall, boom! Look at that.
That's the double hit.
That's the double hit,
right
baby.
there.
How do you feel about that one? That's a spicy one. I figured you'd like it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a believer. I'm definitely a believer in double
So
hit.
I'm going to pick a fight here, and it doesn't matter if I live or die because the Tiger's been scoring everything. So I honestly, because of the minimap, we already know, look at buddy, it's past 30. What does that mean?
Yeah, so you're just trying to keep him distracted.
I'm trying to
at this
keep him
point.
distracted because they already can't get the dragon. We know based on the timer, like, once there's only 30 seconds on the map, that's close to basically meaning that the dragon doesn't matter, that you don't have a time to rip it and then go score.
Mime defending, Mew
For
defending,
most
so beautiful.
squads.
So beautiful.
Yep. So we end up just defending. I didn't get to score a whole bunch, and I died twice at the end, but it was like sort of sacrificially
Yeah.
for the greater
All that
good,
matters
so to
is the
speak.
dub, man. Yeah, get that win. That's what matters.
Yeah. But the numbers are pretty impressive. I was happy with this output. I'm happy to see Scizor. I'm happy that he's feeling good. So I'm going to turn it over to you and say, how do you think he feels compared to last week?
Definitely better. You can jump into a fight, not a bad fight, but you can jump into a fight and actually make an impact. Whereas before, you would kind of just jump into any sort of fight and
81K, man.
You would just die, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just not the case anymore, especially if you build tanky like you and I like to build. You can still just stay alive, sustain a little bit, and just back out when you need to. I think being smart is a big part of it.
Picking the right fights or picking the right targets in a fight is another way to say it too.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
waiting for enemy cooldowns and really knowing the game and knowing the map.
Yeah, and I noticed you would...
Those micro decisions are going to make the difference between Scizor. It's not easy to be good with Scizor.
Yeah, like I noticed you would pick out the Dodrio anytime you could, because that's just an easy KO, you know what I mean?
It's easy KO, and you just instantly, it's a fly swatter. You just, boom, now that problem's taken care of.
Exactly.
So, yeah, any closing thoughts? This is obviously this gameplay with the Super Dash build.
Yeah. My closing thoughts, I'm just happy he got some love, and I'm happy that I can play him and not be frustrated, and I can actually win games with him.
Perfect. So, do you think he's like S tier?
Not even close. He still needs work. Still needs work. What do you think?
I think he's a solid, B minus. Like he's good at what he does, which is like a prolonged, sustained fight. The longer he's in a fight, the better he gets. And if you pair him with somebody that can heal him, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I just don't think he's good. You can put him on a team and he's not a detriment. I just don't think he can carry a team like someone like Mew, or like as far as like melee characters go, someone obviously like Lucario or a Speedster, or Serena, exactly. Like I still think he's a little outclassed by those kinds of carries, but he can fit on the right team.
Yeah. I definitely think so. He's kind of at the same level of like buffed Azu now.
Exactly.
You can play him, but he's not the most efficient.
Right.
Alrighty, so pretty happy with this one. We're going to sign off right now. We're actually going to go climb the ladder with our combo. And we'll catch you next time on some Pokemon Unite content here on the PMC. Until next time, I've been Justin.
And I'm Zero.
Council is adjourned.